Hello and welcome to r/Am I the A-hole? Our first dilemma comes from user ParkingBunch6354. I am 4 years older than my sister. We're both female. Apparently when I was 4, I was really upset by her being born. I asked my parents to give her away. I tried to give her away. I asked everyone and anyone if they wanted a baby and cried so often for the first year of her life. We got along a little better after that, but according to some family I have talked to, it was always obvious that I missed being an only child. I do remember finding her annoying as a child and being annoyed that she was more spoiled than I was, and being demanding with me. She wanted me to include her in everything, and my parents insisted that I include her. So if I went to the movies with friends, she had to come. If I went to a friend's house, she had to come. If I went to the pool, she had to come. Even if I wanted to go to the mall with friends or something, and when I started dating, they insisted I bring her along, and she insisted that she wanted to go. So dating never really took off for me until after high school. I did get to go to prom without her, but she had to be there when I went shopping for my dress, and it was insisted upon that I spend time with her before prom. Even now as a 19-year-old, she believes I owe her more. She believes we should be super close, that I should be inviting her to stay with me all the time. She demands my time, and she demands my affection. We got into a fight about it over New Year's because she was demanding we zoom the countdown and play Animal Crossing together. I said no, because I had plans. She told me she could be included, and I said no, I didn't want her included. Then she prowls on about being sisters and choosing sisters, etc. I told her I didn't choose to be a sister. It was never my choice. She got upset, was really hurt. Our parents were furious. Am I the a-hole? In some ways, I think everyone sucks here. And in other ways, I think maybe it's just her that's the butthole. It's hard to say. And that's for a few reasons. I don't think there's anything wrong with you not wanting to spend every minute of every day with your sister. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with not wanting to be super close to someone. That's your choice. And you are not a bad person for feeling that way. So in that regard, it is 100% your sister here who's being the butthole. She is the one trying to force this, and that's not good. However, your parents are kind of to blame for that, I would say, because your parents are the one who used to insist on this. Your parents are the one who raised you this way. Your parents are the ones who were trying to force her into your life for your entire life. So really, I actually find it hard to even call your sister a butthole, because I think it's more the parents' faults. I mean, obviously now it is her that's continuing the behaviour, but that's just due to how she has been raised. So I think your parents are the buttholes here. However, I do want to say you should maybe be a little bit careful with the things you're saying to her, because some of the stuff you're saying is a little bit harsh and it maybe verges on butthole territory. But overall, I do say, no, you're not the butthole here. Our next dilemma comes from Mr. Rockwood. Not sure how I feel about this one. It happened about an hour ago. So for context, I'm a male, 34, and I'm vegetarian. My partner, female 34, is not. She eats anything and everything. I'm in my diet for health reasons. I'm not doing it for the animals. And she eats a lot of meat. She doesn't care about my diet and I don't care about hers. It's very civil and nice. No problems. A month ago, she decided she's going to do keto. Lots of meat and fats. However, she can't have any carbs again. No big deal here. Until today. So I'm cooking potatoes, eggs and cheese. I throw a bit of salt and some onion powder in it. Admittedly, it throws out some awesome smells into the whole house. While I'm making it, she comes in and asks that I stop making potatoes. I give her the side-eyed, "What the hell?" look. She explains that it makes it harder for her to stick to her keto diet if she's smelling potatoes all the time. My comeback was to state that I never say anything about all the meat she cooks in the house. Duck, pork, stomach, chicken, etc. And she goes, "You don't even care though. I actually care about this." We got into it and it basically ended with me saying, "I love potatoes. I'm a veggie. If I want to cook potatoes every day, then I can do that, because you can cook meat anytime you want. It's been an hour and I'd like to do my due diligence. Am I the butthole for refusing to stop cooking potatoes?" I'm going to say straight up, no, you are not the butthole for refusing to stop cooking potatoes. Your wife is absolutely horrendous here. She's being out of line entirely. I think your argument about her cooking meat all the time is kind of irrelevant. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's cooking meat or not. The fact is, no one should be able to stop you from cooking foods that you like just because they're trying not to eat them. The only way I would think it was even acceptable to even think that way is if, for example, say potatoes were something she was allergic to or something like that, something that's actually going to be damaging. And even then, it would still be quite harsh to ask someone never to eat something again. But yeah, she is choosing to do this new diet of her own accord. It is her choice never to eat the potatoes again. She is not being forced to. There is not some ethical law that stops her from doing this. There is not some proper dietary reason that she cannot eat potatoes, other than the fact that she has chosen to do keto. If she does not have the willpower to stick to her diet because you are eating potatoes, then maybe she should just give up on the diet now. Our next dilemma comes from Matrix. Am I the butthole? I, 19 female, am a nerd. My boyfriend, 21 male, is not. My favourite series is probably the Matrix film trilogy. So the other day, we were walking in the park and talking, and then suddenly I saw something super cool. It was a flower that looked like it kind of mutated into a cactus. It was pretty awesome, and I wish I'd taken a picture. I looked at my boyfriend and said, "Yo, it's probably just a glitch in the Matrix." He looked at me, and then went ahead to go to his place. He called me later and said that I'm so embarrassing to be around in public, and that I should stop acting like a child. I didn't know I was embarrassing before, and I seriously wish he told me. Am I the butthole for being childish and embarrassing? Oh my lord, this might be one of the most obvious examples of you not being a butthole that I have seen on this subreddit. My lord, who are you dating? Why are you dating this person? That is absolutely ridiculous. Because you made a joking comment, he thinks you're being childish and embarrassing and he's upset with you? What? There is nothing childish about what you said. There is nothing embarrassing about what you said. And even if there were, who cares? It sounds like your boyfriend has some problems that he seriously needs to work through. He does not sound like a pleasant person to spend any time around, quite honestly. I suggest that you re-examine your entire relationship. Our next dilemma comes from Here for Horror. From a long list of girl names, my husband and I chose the name that felt right and fitting for our unborn daughter. We've been referring to the baby by this name for the past 4 months of my pregnancy, and our older child even calls her by the name when she talks to my belly. The name just so happens to be the same name as my husband's aunt's late mother, whom I had never met. His aunt is related by marriage, not blood. She is married to his biological uncle. When his aunt and 2 daughters, my husband's cousins, found out that we had chosen the name, they were furious because they had planned to name one of their future daughters that name. Neither of them are planning on having children anytime soon. We didn't know they had planned to do that, and it wasn't something we had thought about during the process of choosing her name. They said it should have been obvious to us that it would have been a choice for a girl's name for one of them. I don't think there should be an issue with 2 girls in the same family having the same name. It wouldn't bother me at all if they used the name as well down the line. But apparently they believe that us using the name will cheapen it for their child in the future. I'm not willing to change the name we have chosen, as I feel like it's already my baby girl's name at this point. Am I the butthole? No, you're most certainly not the butthole. You are completely in the right to keep your child's name as the name you have chosen. It would be an entirely different story if someone else had said, "Hey, I'm going to name my child this, and I'm pregnant as well," and then you decided, "Oh, well actually now I'm going to take that name, I'm going to use it." Fact is, none of them are pregnant. None of them have any plans on being pregnant anytime soon. And you also didn't know that they wanted that name. You have nothing to feel sorry for or feel ashamed for. This is their problem, not yours. Our next dilemma is from Throwaway, 862610. My girlfriend and I both work in tech. She's a safety validator for software working at a consulting firm, and I'm doing network infrastructure support. When we both worked in different offices, I didn't know much about her day-to-day life at work. I knew she made a lot more than me, 120k to my 66k, and she credits a lot of that to job hopping. She's 25 and has had 3 full-time jobs since college. I've been at one place since college. But since we've been working from home, I've seen a lot of her daily schedule, and hers versus mine are really different. She gets up at 9:15 to drag herself into the home office for her 9:30 to 10 daily meeting. After the meeting, she goes and showers and has breakfast from about 10 to 10:45, answering a few Slack messages and emails on her phone, but mostly just listening to podcasts and eating and doing her morning routine. Then she works till noon and takes a lunch break from noon till 1. Then she works from 1 till 4, often having meetings or working on her own stuff. And at 4, we'll spend an hour or so doing household chores and stuff while keeping an eye on her phone to answer emails. And outside of 9 to 5, she blocks work-related messages from her phone. So basically she works about 4.5 hours daily and does her own thing for about 2 hours, just paying enough attention to reply to emails that come in. I basically work non-stop from 8:30 to 5 or 6 p.m, working 8.5 to 9.5 hours a day. I don't take breaks in the workday to shower or eat breakfast and lunch or do household chores. And a few weeks ago, I kind of got frustrated with her for basically doing hardly anything for her job at all, and that they were overpaying her as she was spending half the day slacking. She got frustrated with me and said that they hired her for her knowledge and it wasn't my place to say what her time was worth. That if her boss and CEO saw the work she produced and chose to pay her what they chose to pay her, that it wasn't my place to undervalue her because I was being jealous. And that she picked her job instead of one that might pay better because she wanted a good work-life balance. She was sick of wasting her life away at a work that was a lot more demanding. I said that she was being a little privileged. Not a lot of people can just choose to make six figures and wander off from work for practically half the day, and that all I was saying was that she was working half as hard as a lot of people who earn a lot less. She got mad at me and said it's not up to me to decide what her time is worth. Am I the butthole for saying what I said about my girlfriend's work ethic? You are 100% the butthole here. This isn't about her work ethic. This is about what is literally required for her job. This is a you problem. This is not a her problem. You are just entirely jealous, and that is what this entire thing stems from. You should be congratulating your girlfriend. You should be saying, that is amazing. That's wonderful that you get paid so much money to work so little. You should be happy for her. You should strive to have that same job, and you probably do. You probably are striving for that. You're jealous, and that's why this is coming out as anger and frustration from you. Because, yeah, you feel like it's not fair that you have to work so hard for so much time compared to her working pretty light and easy for less time, yet she gets paid twice what you get paid. I can understand the jealousy there. I can understand the frustration. I'm sure a lot of people would feel frustrated and jealous in your situation. But it is not right to take it out on her. It's not her fault that you are in a crappy situation compared to her. Whether or not she is privileged is irrelevant. She is in a good position. She has made the right choices to get there. You should be happy for her. And folks, that was r/AmITheA. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you liked it. Also, let me know what you thought about some of these dilemmas in the comments down below. Did I judge them all correctly? Would you judge them a little bit differently? Let me know. And also, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more daily Reddit content in the future.